Welcome everybody, it's Unstoppable Stiletsy, and I got another Age of Empires 3 Definitive Edition Age of Pirates Minor Faction Preview, Overview, Analysis, whatever you want to call it. So, instead of doing the Wakao and the last remaining pirate captain that I forgot last time, why don't we just do the French Revolutionaries and Bourbon Defenders instead, right? Yeah. That was the initial plan before, was I was going to just do some East Asian pirates, but thankfully to the dedicated work of the Age of Pirates developers, we have this wonderful storming of the Bastille map available in the beta right now that you can certainly do as well. It's just a really wonderful map where you either play as attackers or defenders. Attackers are basically the Sansculottes, and they have their own native site on the map. And then you have the defenders, the House of Bourbon, and they have their own natives on the map as well. They're a bit different than the House of Bourbon natives that you have in regular Definitive Edition, just so you're aware of that. The difference is if you're the attackers, your Sansculotte natives will actually have additional options for you in the match, whereas the defenders, likewise, will have more access to the House of Bourbon for them, additional technologies, that is. So I'm going to go over both the attacking natives as well as the defending natives, if you sort of want to think of them in that context. And do be aware, you actually can construct on the native sites of the opposing side, right? So if you are the Sansculotte attackers, you can capture the native site of the House of Bourbon. It's just that they won't provide you as much useful stuff. It'll just sort of be, hey, here's some units and technologies, go have fun with that now. Pretty much. So I figured we'd start with the attackers, because that's the way I started this scenario out with. I started as attackers, and today I record the defenders. So let's just do the attackers first and get right down to it. Alright, I'll go over units, techs, options, all that sort of fun stuff for you, so you know what to expect. Should be pretty fun either way. So we're going to have to do some work before we can get to the native site here, so I'm going to get to work right now. Alright, so you might wonder why I have a monster truck and a big giant bust of George Washington's head here. Main reason is because we got this big giant gate in the way, and we need some ways to get through, right? So George Washington is going to burp up a bunch of fireballs out of his mouth, because that's what George Washington does, because he can never tell why. Instead, he just shoots fire out of his mouth, right? So just do that. And now we're going to turn all these little French frogs into crepes right now, and reach the area where we need to get to, which is over here, basically. So, yep, let's capture. Can we capture this with just that? Nope, I think we have to bring our French frog over there to deal with that right now. The thing I kind of like about this map is we have a little bit more time to talk, because AI also has to siege for their gate and everything, and make their way through the city just about. So yeah, I'll just walk over here, get my explorer here, and we'll get started. So before we go over the different options that the Sansculottes give you, I'll go over the basic techs and units so you understand them. So your first main unit, the Revolutionary. This is exactly as you remember it, just a regular revolutionary militia, good multipliers against cavalry at both range and melee, a pretty good general purpose infantry just about. Only these guys don't cost any population, right? So you can just keep making them at your leisure until you reach the build limit. Your other option here is the Sans-culottes villagers. These are basically like the Courrier de Bois just about, but yeah, they don't actually have any population costs, so just feel free to train these on the side as additional economy. And they do everything villagers should, right? They can eat cherries probably, they can basically steal from these banks if they want to, they can do all sorts of villager stuff, really. Yeah. And they can build stuff, they can even build a house, which, unfortunately, because we're in the city of Paris, we don't have any room to construct anything, so I guess we're not going to be able to do that. Yep, you can upgrade the revolutionaries as normal. And now we got these 4 technologies here. The first one is the Spirit of the Revolution. It basically improves the training time of all units by about 10%, except for heavy artillery, it looks like, and some other stuff. So, yep, if you want to train your units a bit quicker, you do this. Now, this is an interesting one, Les Barricades, which basically allows your revolutionaries and Sansculottes to construct barricades, which are basically walls that you can put along the streets, actually, because notice how you normally can't build along these streets. You can actually build these barricades. Yeah, you just can't put gates on them, so literally if you're trying to stall time and keep an enemy from coming through, because this is a map where you're trying to secure sites like the City Hall, the Bastille over there, and so forth, you can just build tons and tons of these barricades along the pathway here to slow your enemy down, pretty much, and be able to keep them from coming in, you know. I would love to see this native show up on like a zombie survival map or something, because these natives would be excellent just building rows and rows of barricades to keep the zombies from coming through. This is actually a pretty cool concept here. Yep. So now the third technology is Café Procope. Allows you to train native revolutionaries and Sansculottes from all bastions in the city. So what does that mean? Well, a bastion is actually this tower over here. And you can get it by capturing some from the city. So you would have to basically take out all these treasure guardians pretty much, which you can do with these guys basically. So get these over here. Yep, these guys aren't as aggressive, so you have to aggro them for them to actually attack you. We'll do that right now. Go after this one, that one. There we go. And just blast through all these. Give you some upgrades probably, or 2, right? Yep. So yep, here's a bastion right here. So let's see if this actually works. There we go. Yeah, we can train some over here. That's perfect. Yep. And you can upgrade these bastions as well. And there's another feature too, similar to the commanderies of the Maltese, where you can actually transport units from one of these to another one, pretty much, which is pretty cool. And that gets us to the 4th technology here, Paris Underground. It ships you another bastion and allows you to basically, and allows you to connect newly constructed bastions with your bastions in the city throughout an underground passage, basically. So yeah, so it basically allows you, hey, here's a bastion, we can put one right here, we can maybe put one, I don't know, over here or something, right? And this basically gives you a network of them that you can continue to basically construct. Just about, yeah, it's pretty useful, right? Yep, quite useful. And now we go on to the stuff that we're mainly here for, the options. La Revolution. So you got 3 different revolution options as the Sansculottes. You got Gilbert de Motier, you got Robespierre, and you got Napoleon himself. So all of these have their sort of own advantages just about. Let's give Gilbert a try and see what he's got. The only one I've tried so far is Napoleon so far, so I only know about him. Let's try Gilbert though. So Gilbert comes with 2 technologies. He's got Galerie Lafayette. All Paris city resource buildings work 40% faster. So what does that mean exactly? If you didn't notice on the Parisian map, there's all sorts of cool little buildings along the way that you can capture, right? Like this is actually a bank here that you can capture that will trickle some coin. There is also this brewery here, whatever this is, this distillery that will trickle food for you. Also, if you keep looking around, like this is sort of like a French zoo, that will also trickle some stuff as well. Yep, evil French people attacking us. Yep, notice all these buildings. So if you research this technology here, you will actually notice the trickle rates actually got bigger here, just about. So yeah, it's a great way to make these buildings in the city even more valuable for you to hold on to. Just make sure the enemy doesn't capture them, right? Or they'll start to trickle their resources from it as well, basically. So just keep that in mind. Now, there's one more technology that Gilbert gives us, which is Allies of the Revolution. Ships reinforcements from over the sea, and American embassy wagon allows you to build the American embassy. So what does an American embassy actually do? Well, we'll see here. So, yep, here's an American embassy. Yeah, it looks like an embassy. It's protected by gates, so Marine Corps are basically just your regulars, and your dragoon officers are just carbine cavalry. So what can it do? So you can make Marine Corps, you can make these. They cost population, so, you know, it's just like regular units, basically. And what do these do exactly? So you have American Expeditionary Company, which delivers you some Marines. This will give you some dragoon officers. This will give you a combination of them. This will give you volley guns. Where are volley guns? Gatlings. So these are Gatlings. So you can get regulars, carbine cavalry, and Gatlings. Alright. And there's one more over here, too. It gives you a steamer with about 12 of the regulars in it. So this will only work on like a water map, basically. There's apparently no water gather points on this French River here. So maybe they're going to have to add that for that to actually make a difference, perhaps. So, yeah. Definitely they're going to have to rethink that one, maybe. Yeah, maybe what they could do instead is perhaps have you make the actual, like, Marines from it, since you have those in Definitive Edition, instead of having to put a boat in this river. Either that, or they're going to have to, like, put some gather points in the river here for you to use that, basically. So, yeah, we're done with Gilbert now, and we can move on to the other ones. Just about, so, yeah. Oh, wait a minute. It looks like he also somewhat increases your build limit of these Revolutionary Guards, I believe. So, I didn't quite notice that, because they go like, hey, how can I make more of these now? That's cool. Alright. Let's restart. Now we're going to go over Robespierre, make the guillotines fly, and then we'll go into Napoleon Bonaparte and relive the glory days of the Napoleonic era again. Yeah. So we'll do all the same stuff again. Good old Georgie's back with us again to help us take down this pesky stone gate here, just about. Yep, just burp up whatever that fireball stuff is inside of you, George. And we'll make our way over to where we have to now. We'll just run them all over. Doesn't look like the truck can actually do anything here, really. At least it's a decent scout, I suppose. Yeah. Alright, so you make your way over to the Sansculottes and we'll get over there right away. Yeah. Seems like a pretty safe path, honestly. Because the thing is right around the corner here, there's a factory you can capture as well that has a couple of revolutionaries there. They can be actually pretty pesky because they actually will aggro you if you come near them. So yeah, like if we step over here, yes, notice how they already start to shoot at us, basically. So you kind of have to be careful with those, really. What's going on here? Yeah, capture that. There we go. So now we will give Robespierre a try. I have no idea what he's going to do for us, just about. A revolutionary leader, population improvements. Okay. So let's see what that actually entails. Storm the barricades allows you to train a gunpowder wagon which can detonate next to an enemy building. Oh, so it adds a new set of units to the native side. Alright, so this is basically like a big giant petard, right? Same sort of gunpowder wagons we have in Wars of Liberty with the Latin American civs. So yeah, we could just sort of move our way along here and look for something to blow up. Well, actually, I think we could probably just blow up this, where's the main thing here? This. Let's blow that up. That might be a fun idea. Yeah, we'll blow that up. It's a lot closer than the enemy. I definitely don't want the AI coming after us that quickly. Alright, you distract them, Georgie. We will blow up the gate. Or we'll try to anyways. Ooh, look at that. Does a lot of damage. That's a lot of damage. Oh, tell me about it. We just need one more and we'll blast our way through that. There we go. Now Georgie will bash you all with his big giant stone head. Exactly. Yeah. And there's one more technology that Robespierre gives you as well. Increases your maximum population by 20. Okay, so what does that actually entail? So let's just build a couple of houses here. Let's build a capital. Alright, so if we get this. Wow, so this is like a throwback to like Wars of Liberty in the hospital days. You used to have technologies at the Wars of Liberty Hospital that actually increased your maximum population cap. So you could literally have more than 200 population on the field. So this allows you to have 220 population on the field, somewhat making you more like China and Russia just about, which is pretty cool, you know. And if you are China and Russia, that means your armies are going to be even bigger now. Not that you can play those civs on this map, right? Unless you want to take off the recommended settings option, that is. So, yeah, I'm liking this. I'm liking the idea of having 20 additional population to work with. I think it gives you a huge advantage just about. And I totally like the idea of having native petards that don't cost any population either. I bet HV&I would salivate at this. You know, he might even try this now. Like, guess what? I don't have to worry about saving population for my petards anymore. I can just keep spamming them out of the native site. Yeah, and like if I built like a native embassy or something with the villager, right? Do we have any vills anywhere? Ville? Let's put a... Yeah, you actually can't make them at there. Alright, so it'd be kind of cool if you could get them out of the native embassies as well on the front lines. That might be a good consideration for the devs. We just have one more option to go. And we should be good. And then we'll look at the defenders. The House of Bourbon defenders, that is. Alright, so same process. Yep, the team is back. The big monster truck in Georgie. Let's go take down that gate one more time on this side. Next time we'll be taking out the gate down here as the defenders. Yeah, just get this thing down. Shouldn't be too long. Why don't we get the Explorer up and about ahead of time, so it'll be ready to run right through that gate when it's time. Alright, you just start banging your head, George, into those French frogs and turn them into a couple of crepes. And we should be good to go. Alright. Okay, let's build onto this. There we go. Perfect. Now we're going to look at Napoleon Bonaparte. And I actually sort of already had some experience with him playing as the attackers earlier. So I know a bit more about what he's doing. So let's go with him. Your first technology with Napoleon is artillery camps. If you didn't notice on the storming of the Bastille scenario map, you can actually build these military camps with your Explorer, and you can train your infantry and cavalry from them. If you research this technology here, you can also get falcons, culverins, mortars, horse artillery, and petards from it. And do notice as well with these military camps that if I, say, got the Ancien regime, I believe you can also make the units from that as well from there. So, well, at least I thought you could at some point. I think it might not be these ones. Wait a second. Alright, so you can make these ones and then... that's strange. I think you can make the R ones with this one from there. So this is the really important technology. It's called Napoleonic era. Transforms your Bourbon Royal Musketeers into foot carbiniers, and it turns your Royal Dragoons into horse carbiniers. Wait a second, that doesn't... into your Royal Dragoons into horse carbiniers, that makes sense. Allows you to train Bourbon units at standard barracks stable units. Alright, so let's get that now. So what you'll notice is yep, now you can start to make these House of Bourbon Napoleonic units here. The big difference between these House of Bourbon natives and the ones that you're used to in the regular game is that these Royal Guard Musketeers, now the Royal Carbineers, actually has a grenade launcher now, and they can basically do this. They can go boom, and then they engage in regular musket combat like before. So it's like their old pistol attack, but now they're literally using a grenade launcher instead, which makes them a lot more powerful. And then you have these Royal Dragoons here as well. And they're just really beefed up now, just about. So yeah, they're pretty solid, you know. They got definitely a lot more nifty stats at their disposal, just about. So yeah, let's look for some stuff to basically trample on here. Do that. Wee, Gilbert, wee. Make some more crepes. À l'attaque. Chazy. À l'attaque. There you go. Perfect. It's a good way to stomp on their parade. Literally. Yeah, so there we go. Napoleon, Robespierre, and Gilbert. Some really good options for you. Now that we're done with the Sansculottes, now we can look at the House of Bourbon Defenders. So we just have to exit out of here. Start up another lobby as the Defenders this time. So we'll do that right now. Alright, here's the Defenders. Nothing should be too different. The only difference is you're going to start on the other side of the map now. Just so you're fully aware. Yep. Let's wait for this to load up. Alright, so let's do this.
But our explorer rediscovered the Americas. How do you top that, huh?
Now, fortunately for you guys this time, if you're getting tired and sleepy, we only have to do one iteration as the Defenders because they don't have that same sort of option set up as the attackers do. So, yeah, we only have to go through this process once here, thankfully. Yeah, so instead of going to the spot we did before, we're actually going to go all the way over here to this big giant royal palace here for the House of Bourbon. You also have another House of Bourbon site down here as well on this side. So, yeah, we're just going to go to the one closest to us so we don't have to worry about all these crazy French frogs attacking us. Possible. I'm actually going to try to etch out a safe path to get around this because we'll get attacked if we go through there. Safest path is probably to go up this way. On this side of the map, it's sort of like the opposite, so your Sansculottes here would be up here, but on our Defender's side, Sansculottes would be all the way down here, basically, in the factory with all the radical revolutionaries attacking you would be in sort of that area. Just about. Oh, looks like there was some more Royal Musketeers I didn't even realize, yeah. Oh, they're defending the important building here, yeah. Yeah, the goal to win this map is basically to hold the Royal Court. You have to hold the City Hall here, and then you have to hold the Bastille all at the same time, just about. And I'm just starting to notice the House of Bourbon Defenders there around the Bastille as well. Never even noticed those before. That's pretty cool. It's basically why I have so much time to get ready for the AI, is because the AI actually has to battle all those units before they can even get in on to where they have to go, basically. Yeah. Ooh, nice. We got some kangaroos in the Frenchy Zoo. Yeah. Got kangaroos, we got giraffes, we got zebras, we got rhinos, elephants, tigers, and lions, but no bears, oh my. Yeah. So let's get this built right now. So at the base, this is basically your everyday House of Bourbon native site. You got your Royal Musketeers, you got your Royal Dragoons, upgrades the same, Bourbon reforms, Royal tax, this one, Chanleray, or whatever that is, and then you got Maison du Roi. These are all the same text that you get in regular Definitive Edition. So this allows you to make the Royal Horsemen at the native site, basically, and rise with future shipments. This allows the villagers to do bear against infantry, This will grant coin for every building that you own, which is like peanuts right now, so we'll literally get peanuts and money. And you get XP for each technology and shipment you have gone so far, which is barely anything, so yeah, it's not going to look that good. Now, this is the interesting part that you can see right here. So, you get this thing over here, Royal March, temporarily causes units to move faster, particularly those on foot, basically. So yeah, basically makes especially your infantry move a lot faster during the duration, and then after that, they sort of just slow down. And it cools down, basically. It's sort of like a big bun builder you normally get with these European natives, only it's been shrunk down to a normal icon size like this. To make way for this, the Sun King era. It unlocks additional Bourbon techs. And in addition to that, it allows Royal Musketeers to construct military camps and be trained from them. And it actually sets the Ancien regime as active as well, so that's pretty cool. So I don't even really need this card that I used before. It sort of just sets that active for you, really. So yeah, maybe I'll find a different card to use when I'm playing against people on this. Yeah, sounds about right. Let's get that. And now you get two technologies. You get Captain of the Guards and you get Chateau Royal. First we will go over this one, Captain of the Guards. It will ship you Captain d'Artagnan, able to train the 3 Musketeers. Yeah, literally the 3 Musketeers, you know, that old story of the French and the 3 Musketeers defend the King of France. Yep, that's literally it. So where is he? He is right over here. And you also get a native embassy wagon too when you go with the Sun King era. So here is your main musketeer here. He is basically an explorer. You know, he can use the same Eye of the Assassin ability as the explorer can. He can build military camps, and he can build trading posts as well. So he's very versatile in that sense. And his other ability, of course, is to train the other musketeers. So you got Athos and Porthos and Aramis. So you got Aramis here. He's basically sort of your healer musketeer. So in addition to being a fightable unit, he can use his charge ability, and he can heal stuff too. So yeah. So let's say, ouch, I got an ouchie, I got a boo-boo, and I'm hurt. I'm going to get Aramis to come over and heal me, basically. So here he is. He heals up the native scout, like, instantly. And he can convert, too. He can convert units, just like a priest can. There you go. Converts this marauding musketeer to our side, just about. Yep. And then we have Athos. Athos has some pretty good abilities. He can use the Hawkeye to instantly kill most infantry, cavalry, or guardians in one shot, so he's pretty good at sniping. And he also has all for one and one for all. 25% additional HP for the other crew members. So it basically makes all 4 of these musketeers, if you will, a bit more stronger when he's alive. And you do need to make sure, too, that you keep Athos alive, Porthos, and Aramis, because they can actually die for real, and you'll have to retrain them through the captain, pretty much. So you have to definitely make sure that they're alive and healthy. What also is cool is they basically get selected all together, too, even though they're technically different units. So that means you can group them all up to do stuff together, which is pretty neat, really, yeah. And we have the last one here, Porthos, who is a good brawler, apparently. So he's got a pretty good ability here that lets him go up against opponents, and he can use his really special melee ability, which, can we use it against you? Yep. Look at that. Lily sent that musketeer flying without a fight. Yep. Basically like Lao Chen, just about, in the campaign. So there's our 4 musketeers. And we got the last technology here, which is Chateau Royal. Allows you to construct a Bourbon summer palace in the countryside. Increases Bourbon unit build limit. As you can see here, you get a very modest build limit of these Bourbon natives. After you get the big bun there, you can have up to 30 of the Royal Musketeers and about 20 of the Royal Dragoons. And then once you get this, now you can make up to 45 of these Royal Musketeers, and then you can make up to 30 of these Royal Dragoons, just about. So if you're playing as the defenders in this map, more than likely you're going to be spamming these natives and really nothing else, just about. Yeah. You're really just going to be spamming Royal Musketeers and Royal Dragoons, maybe making the possible Royal Horsemen with your open population, really. Yeah, so we'll build the chateau right now, so you see what it does. Basically, the chateau is like an additional place for you to train your natives out of. And it does hold the Royal March ability as well, so if you want to activate it from that, you definitely can. Yeah, definitely. It also has the native text as well, too, from the description of it. I already researched them all, so unfortunately we don't get to see them. Wah, wah, wah. Yeah, too bad. Alright, there we go. We went over the Sansculottes attackers, as well as the House of Bourbon defenders on the storming of the Bastille map. Hopefully you get to try this map now while it's still in the beta phase, so you can have some fun with it with your friends and possibly with me, so I can get some more YouTube content, which is always nice, yeah. I'm kidding though. Definitely play this map though. This is probably one of the most fun maps I have ever seen in Age of Empires 3. Like, not only does it have the feel of like a normal map, it's also got missions in it like a scenario without being a scenario necessarily, which is really cool. And you got so much going on. You know, you can capture a native embassy, you can capture these bastions, you can capture buildings that'll trickle resources for you. There's other interactions I haven't even gone over yet. Like, you see this cherry orchard here? If you eat all the cherries out of it, you can actually reconstruct these cherry orchards again for like 200 wood. So yeah, this is like a really fun, interesting, exciting map for those people that want to do it. So definitely check it out, alright? Alright, there we go. Another preview finish. That being said, I'm going to sign off now. Have some fun on this map after this, please. Just give it a try for yourselves, and definitely thank the developers for this. It's a really good map, and I recommend it to everyone, alright? See you later.